Here we go, yo. Here we go,
Set
yo.
up
So what?
there.
So what? So what's the
What's the
scenario?
scenario?
No, right? All right, I
I
yield,
got
bro.
it there. All right. Islam, peace and love, has the more to ye all. And thank you for joining us for another, should be able to hear me there, another episode Intuition Monday. I think this is 103, right? Intuition Monday 103.
103.
Right.
Word.
So no Jeezy Thug motivation 103. But anyways, moving along here. Thank you all for joining us today. As we go in on, as you can see, Tracee Ellis Ross. And for anybody that's been
Word.
joining us these past few cycles, as we've been going over more quote unquote celebrity charts than usual,
Word.
I'm sure y'all have been missing the treat. If not, go check out some of our previous presentations that we have done. But I'm GBIC Sean, your good brother in Christ Sean. But the bros, they also sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't, bro. What was that other appellation? What was that?
Braveheart.
Braveheart. What? What?
Braveheart. That's
Hmm?
always fun, bro.
Right.
Seriously.
And so peace everybody on YouTube and the TikTok. But before we get started, I'm here with my bro, and he is
Alrighty, guys. Peace and greeting to y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwestern Maxim. How are you? Let's get it, man. This is great.
oh
Intuition Monday. We're analyzing Tracee Ellis Ross's natal chart, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're going in on, right? Have some fun with that. So guys want to join us on YouTube and get to see the actual screen itself and the chart as it's being shared. I think Brother Sean's going to be sharing his screen pertaining to our chart, even though I know I got mine going on over here also, guys, as we can actually see pertaining to Tracee Ellis Ross's chart there. Did I hit it? Did I Ray J it? Let me see. Okay. There we go, just to make sure I radiate that situation. Okay, yeah. So as you can see right there, Tracee Ellis Ross's chart there. However, boom shakalaka. Brother Sean, it's on you, bro. Because I know we about to go in. We about to
indeed.
have some fun. One, two, three, four, fun.
Mm.
Let's get it.
And that, all right, so share that here and let me come to the
Word to
share
the
of the
big bird.
screen.
Share the screen.
Let me hit full screen.
Word.
Get us down there and move that back there. Here we go. Um, we have the nativity chart for Tracee Ellis Ross, and
Here we.
what is the first thing to look for, right? We would have to look at the set, right? Where is the sun? Is it above or below the horizon?
Looks like
And it
it's
looks like
below.
below. So we will be looking at a diurnal, pardon me, not diurnal, nocturnal chart. So we'll be
Nocturnal.
looking at Moon, Venus, and Mars. And then Saturn would be the most malefic
Yes,
planets. So here
yes.
goes Moon, there go Venus, and here goes Mars. And we have Saturn here being the most malefic. All right, for this chart, so we have a Moon in Leo, and it's got some Luna has some accidental dignity there, being in the fourth house, and it's
Word.
also in its own sign and own degree. We know that here at Seven Hill Star, we haven't seen any other astrologers really kind of talk about that. So you heard it from us first, right? So we got Moon in Leo in its own sign, well, and the sign it's in, and at the degree of a Leo in the fourth house. So a lot of love there. Maybe she was definitely cherished a lot, and it kind of makes me think, was she the first? That makes me think. So maybe when we go do our Wikipedia run, we can go figure that out. But it makes me think, that she was the first, possibly, maybe the oldest. And looking at her third house, which Luna is ruling over, um, And it makes me think too. I wonder why I'm getting like siblings. If she, depending on how many siblings she has, like, was her next sibling or one of her other siblings was like a secret and no one really found out. Maybe like some kind of
Or
I don't know what they got the word for, but like found out later. Maybe it's tried to be, kept a secret. But moving on, we got a Venus in Virgo, 29 degrees Virgo, which we know Venus rules Taurus and Libra, is detriment in, let's see, Scorpio and also Aries, but Venus is in her fall because Venus is exalted in Pisces at 27 degrees, and Venus is in Virgo. So Venus is in her fall, and it's ruling her ascendant, which is Taurus at 25 degrees, and it's in the fifth house. So it is, really given like, and then even with Saturn being the most malefic, um, you know, determined by the sex. Saturn's in the first, so it really seems like she might have just had it hard, and really the early parts of her life, when it just came to like her, little boyfriends, they like to call like your little boyfriends, and early love interest, and just how she really viewed herself. It just really getting like she may not have really came into her true self until later in life, and Saturn's retrograde at 19 degrees, 55 minutes Gemini. So it's at a Libran degree. So, which Saturn is exalted in Libra. So there is some kind of uplifting energy to that. And we look at Mars. Mars is, detriment. Mars definitely rather be in Aries than Libra. So we got a detriment Mars, with that being in Libra. I also had a Virgoan degree. It's in the sixth house. So definitely just having, to work harder. And it's conjunct that Uranus, which Uranus is at the fall of the sun. So yeah, just like she might not have been really clear on things from early in her life, or maybe she had to, pardon me, maybe just go about things that she really wasn't interested in, but maybe she just really wanted to fit in or be seen in some kind of way or fashion. Like that, that Venus and fall, man, is really, giving, having to work harder than others. And maybe she had to, um, man, like I said, really just do things she wasn't the happiest about in order to really kind of see the light, being at a sun degree, really see that light or that recognition. And Venus is sextile at Mars, pardon, sextile at Mercury in the seventh house. So this is a fifth and seventh. So it is just giving me, pardon me, it's astro given just hidden contracts. Um, hidden or secretive contracts in order really to work with things she had to have. But just with that moon being in the fourth, she definitely could have been the star of the house or like the most loved, right? Venus, we talked about Venus, we talked about Mars, and we're looking at Saturn, the first. Saturn ruling over her ninth, actually ninth and 10th house, right? So when it just came to the higher learning and her standing, yeah, she just had to work harder than others. Oh, yeah, definitely a late bloomer, for that. And that Mercury part of me is conjunct that Proxima. I think they call it Centauri Proxima, it's the Alpha Star. So friends, refinements, and honor. It's a nature of Venus and Jupiter. So we're thinking about the seventh house. Mercury is ruling over the second and the fifth. So it's just giving values like, it's kind of like, man, it's giving me like when we went over Ashanti's natal chart, how she was like a background singer before she blew up. Maybe she was like a behind the scenes producer or writer, for some things. Or maybe she even wrote speeches for other because she didn't, really feel comfortable being out, but she seemed that she could have done things for other folks and allowed that, that Scorpio energy. Look at our sun at 6 degrees Scorpio, which is occultist and leader, that which is slippery but soothing.
Looky, Astro
So,
Cookie.
so yeah, occultist and leader. It makes me wonder if she was into like the occult tarot or any of that, in her early life, or maybe she got that later in life. But I think you said, bro, her mom was Diana Ross, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what's alleged out
What's
there.
alleged. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that her
maybe
mom.
she was able to get that knowledge or that wisdom, through her mother's resources. With that, and I yield, bro. You want to get in? Hey,
I just can. You already know, bro. I'm just looking at a few things actually. Um, just in thought actually to kind of comprehend a bit. I was thinking, 51 divided by 3 is 17, since she's technically 51 now, right? Going on about 51 in one day, right? Oh, phone got that hot that quick. All right, so I guess I'll zone out to this. All right, let's get it, right? Let's have some fun. So what I was thinking, right? Okay, and we're looking in terms of the fact that yes, this is a nocturnal chart. So the nighttime team, as Brother Sean said, and they're very close. It's interesting that they're within, 61 degrees of each other. And to be exact, 61 degrees, 18 minutes altogether from Moon to Venus to Mars. All righty. So there is this applying sextile to Mars that the Moon is doing. And triplicity ruler for the Sun, since the Sun is in a water sign, triplicity ruler is Mars. Mars has the first, if we were to talk about our ego and personality, Mars is ruling the first 17 years pertaining to our ego and personality. Then between 17 and 34, Moon takes over. Pardon me, Venus takes over. All right. And that's when she's probably really upping her confidence, trying out new things as far as fashion, things that, as far as that's concerned. Of course, probably in those times, that's when you see her when Venus is ruling. And it's funny because Venus, yes, is in its fall. The fall of Venus is exactly 27 degrees. Virgo, however, the reflectionary issues of that is Venus now can reflect and express itself from the fifth house, Placidus, into the 11th, right? And it's going to reflect on that degree, 29 degrees, which is a fatalistic degree. However, by being in the 11th house, it just almost makes me think too that Tracee Ellis Ross really found between the ages of 17 and 34 her niche to do some kind of acting, right? Or she found a way to have herself considered for acting, maybe even being involved with someone possibly who assisted her to be able to take on the different roles that she could have possibly played. However, most people may have been introduced to Tracy Joy Silverstein as Tracee Ellis Ross for the sitcom Girlfriends, which that's a group of women. That's very 11th house, So if we look at this thing as in a reflectionary, type of means, we will see that Venus taking over between her for her ego and person. We were to, look at her ego or personality or anything in any water sign, right? We would look at, of course, Mars for the first 17 years of her life. If we're just breaking down 51 into, 3 different sections. From 17 to 34, we're now seeing Venus take over. So Mars was for the first 17 years. Second set of 17 years is Venus. And Venus is about art and beauty. I will say Venus is in the 5th house for creativity and self-expression. So even though Venus is in its fall, and yes, Venus in this particular Placidus chart is the chart ruler because it is ruling over Taurus, which is the 1st house cusp. And it's ruling over her 6th house when it comes to health, which makes me think that Tracee Ellis Ross is someone who definitely always needs to drink a lot of water, right? So that she's not experiencing any kidney issues if she ever dealt with any so-called kidney or renal issues, right? Just kind of speaking to that. However, Venus ruling between 17 and 34, even though it's challenged by being in its fall in Virgo, I think the beauty of that, with it being at a Leonian degree, with a Leonian type styled solar terrestrial house, so to speak, because it's the fifth house where her Venus is, it is giving off an energy to reflect where she can express it, right? Quote unquote, opposite of the fifth house, which would be the 11th house, dealing with groups. And the 11th house cusp is on Pisces, which deals with theater. So some type of theater group would explain girlfriends, where it became, obviously for her for quite some time, her daily routine of working in that project, because we see that her fifth and 11th house cusp are at 6 degrees, which is a Virgo degree, which deals with daily routine. Which also makes me think too, within our daily routine, I think, and we don't know, we would have to see, but I think she's a pets person, someone who has to keep pets close. That's where she gets her comfort from. It even makes me think that she possibly got a pet this solar return, some way, shape, or form. So if we go now between ages 34 and 51, now Moon takes over. What'd you say, bro?
No, I ain't saying nothing, bro. You good?
Alrighty. Moon takes over, and Moon being there in the fourth, right? Let's say we give reflection to our career. I think here, and it's interesting because even the moon also is at a Leo degree, right? So with Mars ruling the first 17 years of her life, she had to work hard. Definitely had to work hard to find some balance. That's what I'm seeing. Venus really allowed her to find some confidence in herself, probably when she, did not have much confidence in herself or her look. That's very possible. May have felt kind of oddballish, so to speak. Very strong possibility. Maybe not being accepted in any so-called group of beings because there's a possibility of the way she looks may have had her feeling like she did not fit in certain places. However, between 17 and 34, that's when that kind of changed for her. When we're looking at the moon, however, though, that's when she, that's what we're looking at between 34 and 51. I would not be surprised if she came out with some form of documentary to kind of explain, who she is, what she's been through, or whatever, kind of giving us, a peek of how she grew up and all these other things. Or it could be styled in the form of some type of written memoir turned into some type of visual presentation, or it can be an actual book. So now if we were to just, and again, some more years pass on by, we can see a whole different level of things. But I'm just saying, for example, if we were to only look at just these 51 years thus far being divided by 3, giving us 17 years apiece, we can analyze, just briefly analyze, even though time is continuing, so to speak, right? The duration pertaining to her existence is still continuing. So we will read something different once we got to, like, oh, okay, she's 72 now, and let's divide 72 by 3, and we will be saying something totally different, right? However, let's continue. With that being said, what we can clearly see at this point, right? What we can clearly see at this point is this is where she gets to really bring how she feels, maybe comparisons to speak about the difference between her and her mother, how she looks at family, her outlook on family, maybe even discussing some things about children. I don't know if Tracee Ellis Ross has brought children to the planet or not, but I got a feeling that her children are her pets. I really think her children are her pets. And if she does have pets, I'm definitely seeing, I'm not necessarily a zoo, but she might have quite a few pets that aren't just your typical cat and dog situation. I'm definitely seeing a male dog in my head for some reason. I'm definitely seeing that. But we'll see once we go to do some research, because it's not like she's here. You know, she's not, you know, hey, well, yeah, this is correct. This is not correct, but we'll see what we can actually pick. However, let's just get into the fact that now that we're looking at 17 different, well, 3 different sets of 17 years in her life, the overall that we can see at this time, she's been very active, alrighty, daily, working hard towards expressing herself in creative fashion to make some type of transformation, even to maybe how she may look at herself to have a certain quote unquote sex appeal. And that's what I'm saying. That may be how she sees it. I'm not giving any of my opinion at all. I guarantee that. However, to continue, and that actually led to now taking an inventory of where she is now based on where she's been. And that moon in Leo, at a Leo degree, when Brother Sean was saying that it's, you know, it's in its own sign, it's saying that the degree, 17 degrees being a Leo degree, is in the sign pertaining to Leo. So that's a kind of like a harmonic thing there. And then the moon's in the 4th here, right? So Mars, first 17 years of her life, are ruling the areas of where she may feel it's a possibility she's not heard. Maybe there's some wounded healing that took place too, to find some closure about some things. Maybe some unresolved things and secrets, but it was definitely dealing with you know, some closure that's been definitely needed. And she was able to work through that, not just work through that closure or whatever, by possibly having to just face pain head on, but through her relationships also to be able to reflect on some things that maybe she can also see for herself. She can see for herself some things also that you know, could help her grow to not repeat a certain cycle, even if it boiled down to maybe an opinion she may have had about her mother and or father, right? She was able to, through her relationships, maybe even early between, you know, in the first 17 years of her life, maybe there was something there within that first 17 years of her life where she was able to kind of, you know, find some value in taking lead in certain things to be able to come to certain closures, to not be taken advantage of. Probably actually so funny. I'm getting an image that, you know, maybe on one of her dates early in her life, she actually slapped the guy or punched the guy or something, because she just, you know, was not really in harmony with, you know, the plans at hand at that moment. To the point she might have broke his nose. I know you guys like, well, how are you saying that? I'm just saying that's just kind of what I'm seeing, to be completely honest with you guys. Alrighty. I'm just going off of reading the chart, but also, again, I let the astrology, tarot, and other tools guide my intuition and insight. Of course, you know, if Tracee Ellis Ross ever sees this, she can be like, you were right about this, but not so much about this. Cool. No worries. Or, who are these guys? It's like they were there watching me. Those are the 2 outcomes. Venus ruling over her ascendant in her 6th house really speaks to, you know, how she presents herself and things pertaining to her health, her daily routine. I got this feeling, however, that in this, you know, when we go to look at her solar return with her 5th house on the rise, I feel like not only did she get gifted a pet, but also maybe something about an exercise room came up in my mind, you know, maybe just having this like access to all of this like exercise equipment that came to mind also, in some way, shape, or form, dealing with health, but doing it in a fun way. So maybe she's like, if not, you know, having in a basement somewhere in her home, having like an exercise room, like she has her own Planet Fitness in her basement. Maybe this is something where she gets to do something that she likes to do. Maybe she got a barn and she got a rock climbing, you know, obstacle or something, building a barn where she can, you know, go rock climbing anytime she wants, if it can't be outside, for example. Moon again ruling over the 3rd house. So if we look at her triplicity rulers in the order, Mars, Venus, and Moon, like I said, the first 17 years of her life were very 7th and 12th house-ish. right? Those are things that were prominent, definitely relationships and secrets. Dealing with also relationship health, right? Finding out what a healthy relationship is. By the time we get to 17 and 34, that's where what's being expressed is how to, how she wants to express herself, right? Based on how she sees herself in her everyday routine and what it is that she wants to do. And I think that's when we get to get introduced to her by way of sitcom via Girlfriends. And then up to now, from 34 up to her solar return now, is where we're actually seeing there's going to be some communication probably brought forth from, her past to now. Maybe there's some things that she will, be saying or releasing to people, so to speak, as they say, as far as a book or some type of documentary. So that's what I see there, right? Let's turn up a bit, have a little fun. Let's look at Tracee Ellis Ross's progress chart. Let's look at her progress chart. Where is she progressed now? 51, right? So she's definitely a Sag at this point, right? See, Sun in Sag, 28 degrees, right? Secondary progress moon is there in the 12th house, man. Looky, Astro Cookie, right? Astrology for 23 degrees, because that's a Aquarius degree. 28 is Cancer, right? Cancer degree. What do you want to go in on that, brother Sean?
Mute myself there. Let's see. Yeah, she's got Saturn in his joy in the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
So she started out as a Leo moon, and now she's back into a Gemini moon. At a degree. So it's just really astro given. Like she's really kind of doing a lot of things behind the scene. Like man, it's just really giving me like charity. Maybe she's been and she probably won't say it, right? Because we think about her natal sign being a 6 degree Scorpio in the 6. Maybe she's been giving like a lot of charity out of some sort. And it's just been like an anonymous donor. That sun being at 28 degrees Sagittarius, which is another lunar degree. Yeah, this is like she's at that part of her life where she's probably trying to teach young women, young mothers about her life and her experience. So maybe she has started that memoir. And I was gonna say earlier, I wouldn't be so. I'm wonder like if Girlfriends is going to catch a rerun or they're going to remake it or it's gonna pop up again. It's been giving me that. But she's got a dominant Mars now in her secondary progress. We've seen that it was in Libra in her natal chart. So now it's in Scorpio and it's at a Capricorn degree at 22 degrees. So it's just a lot of behind the scenes like type energy. Really just like man, if she has a partner right now, they probably like, yo, why are you so pressing? Like, why are you so on it? And she got our Venus and Sagittarius, Mercury and Neptune, and her sun's all in Sagittarius. So yeah, maybe she's doing like a lot of foreign activities, like really giving me like she probably couldn't do when she was young. So maybe she's having like, oh my gosh, what movie was that? I'll have to think of it later, but like, ooh, man, it might have been a cartoon like where they were older, but they went to their like young one's prom because they didn't get to really enjoy anything young because there's duties and responsibilities. So it's just Astro giving me that too.
Gotcha.
With that, and now Jupiter's in her 7th, right? Jupiter is in the 8th, but it's at 15 now. And I think that's like near the intellectual and government. So once again, it's just partnerships that is really expanding like with her friends. So she could be meeting a lot of friends. She possibly also might have a lot of male friends too. Like Jupiter is the man that she likes. It's in Capricorn, so she wants someone structured and about their stuff, and with Saturn ruling over her seventh and the 12th. Yeah, this is all behind the scenes. This is like closure. Maybe she'll be receiving a lot of closure from some earlier past relationships with male figures or authority figures, or um, man, it's kind of giving me like a contract too, or something she had signed or did a while ago. Maybe receiving some back pay from something with that energy. And South nodes on her ascendant. She's got Cancer ascendant now, so she went from Taurus to Cancer. So it's just giving me like it's astro given that she's really just seeing a lot of things that she learned. Like if she's really able to analyze what she has done so far, and she's even intuitive in some sense, if she's really like tapped into that, she'll be able to just to access kind of like a lot of Akashic records and other things about herself, possibly her family and loved ones too. With that Cancer ascendant, it's at a Taurian degree. The South Node's at a Cancer degree. So this is just like the values of her family. Maybe she's making peace with her family. If she didn't really have a good relationship with them early, maybe she's now able to kind of let bygones be bygones. With that, Mercury in Sagittarius. So I wonder if she's even learning a foreign language of some sort, or working on like a foreign project, maybe like some foreign indie film.
Mm.
With that, and let's think about publishing too, because Mercury in Sagittarius, they would say it's detriment because it rules Gemini, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Virgo, but I mean, it's just free spirited. So maybe she's just feeling more free spirited in life. And yeah, it's giving me like a biography coming up, not like a tell all, but really just being able to express herself in some fashion. And that Jupiter, wow. And that Jupiter is conjunct her north node and reflect that south node. So yeah, just reflection and reflection. Now it's like, okay, what can I now move away from my home life that I was brought up in, the values placed upon me, any gems or treasures, and now how can I expand that for my future self, and my future partnerships, if she has any, is within any, and Jupiter is separating from Vega. So yeah, she's just learning a lot about life. Probably this is the most aha moment she's had probably about the last year that she has had, up until now, being 51. Yeah, it's just giving really seeing Chiron's in the 10th now. So maybe she even seen too like some mistakes that was made from contracts, contracts early. Probably a lot of forced contracts or things that weren't made clear when they say read the fine print. So maybe she's like seeing that as like, okay, and giving that advice to those up and coming. I yield, bro.
Adoption is real strong, man. Like even looking at this secondary progress chart, it's like that's why I say maybe it's a pet she just took on, or maybe she's seriously considering adoption. Mars is dominant in this nocturnal chart here, even though it's a progress chart. Even though everyone, we all have our natal charts, but our progress charts is showing where have we progressed thus far. And this is like looking at the 51st day after she was born, right? After she manifested. So 51 days after she manifested, we can look at the 51st year and see what's going on also, as well as how we looked at things in the natal chart, right? So with this being nocturnally based, right? And let's say that we now analyze the fact that the sun's in the fire sign, right? So what's interesting, the only thing that's actually in a feminine sign or a nocturnal sign is Mars. Even the triplicity team that Mars is in, Moon and Venus are in reflective signs, right? They're 180 by sign, even though Venus is at 1 degree 37 minutes in Sag, Moon's at 23 degrees 44 minutes in Gemini. If we just kind of look to this, right? In the nocturnal chart, fire is Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn. So very interestingly, Jupiter is not only the sign ruler or sun or the dispositor for Sun, it's also triplicity ruler here too. And so what we can see as far as where she's progressed right now, if we were to just kind of take, how we were looking at things in the natal chart and kind of just now look at Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn, Jupiter's ruling over not only her progressed career, but also her progressed daily work. So I'm kind of thinking that there's some busyness that's taking place here, which now would put her progressed fourth house smack dab on her natal Venus just past 5 minutes. Alrighty. And what that just really says to me is there's some really um super exaggerated change for the sake of feeling beautiful, feeling artsy, so to speak. Maybe she's getting into film direction. However, also at the same time, it's a very strong possibility. The reason why adoption is being a thought or something like that, maybe there was a loss of a pet that's taking place also. Maybe this pet, she lost, it ran away, possibly, not necessarily it's lost because it quote unquote, transitioned, no longer having, life, so to speak. But it's possibly it could have just went away, lost, to the point where it can't be found. Moon in the 12th house, even though Moon is rising and it's there in Gemini's 12th to the sign that it rules, which is Cancer, which is on the first house cusp, which is a Taurus degree. And with Moon being at an Aquarian degree, it's funny because Taurus and Aquarius are naturally squared. So it just lets me know there's some means to do our best to stimulate the emotion by speaking it out. So maybe some things pertaining to therapy are here, whether she's taking it or she's, expressing it herself, being there for people, like siblings, possibly maybe doing something for siblings of some sort. Maybe she's taking the means to share some things and minister to her brother. Her brother's Evan Ross, right? There could be some things that are there, possibly, right? With Moon in the 12 ruling the first, it just really says that, maybe she feels like she's not being heard and she's doing as much as she can to express what it is that she's saying. However, she may be doing group, speaking because, she really feels like the only way that she may be heard and maybe still not feeling heard is if she participates in some group of some sort to kind of speak on where she is in her own thinking. So that will allow her to be able to be nurturing, right? And find ways of nurturing her own values or things that she sees. And I'm just thinking, even though, yeah, we're like, oh, well, she's 51, she doesn't want to be bothered with children. Some form of adoption is taking place. And if it hasn't been that she wants to work out or exercise, maybe she, heavily invested in like some animal shelter or something. Maybe she's assisting, some kind of way when it comes to, for rescue animals. Maybe she's gotten into stuff like that. That's just what's really strong for me. Mars in the fifth at 22 degrees just really let me know when it comes to really finding a way to give some structure. She's thinking like, how can I really structure, my self-expression, right? Mars is ruling her whole sign 10th, right? And Placidus, whole sign 10th and whole sign 5th, but Placidus, Mars is assisting Jupiter, actually. There's a separating sextile with Jupiter. Mars is, undergoing. However, helping to rule over that 10th house there, Mars is also. And so that's why it makes me think she's getting into some type of position where she's either invested her time and energy to be, somewhat spearheading or being the head of some type of organization, especially when it's definitely something dealing with theater or filming it some way, shape, or form. It's definitely uh, I really am seeing, I'm just really seeing documentary. I can't even get away from it as much as I'm seeing documentary in my head. However, that's just kind of what I'm seeing as far as Tracee Ellis Ross is concerned. I'm really, really seeing that. So with that, I will also say, I will also say that we can really see from this secondary progress chart that the main things that are really prominent is finding a way of being nurturing so that one doesn't feel like they missed out on an opportunity to be nurturing. However, at the same time, there could be some form of um, seeking more of the qualities of nurturing someone spiritually and tying it into her daily routine as well as her standing amongst her peers or her career. So it kind of lets me know that maybe there's some type of, if it's not romantic or morantic relationship, there's some platonic relationship with some teacher, some guru that she's going to, so some, so to speak. I'm not saying guru, that's the negative connotation. I'm saying guru, which is more of if she's into Jyotisha, right? Some people say Vedic studies, yoga, right? There's definitely a closeness with that particular instructor, all right? With that, Brother Sean, let's look at our solar return chart to really see what we're looking at for our solar return. I know you had said that for our solar return, Virgo's on the rise, right? Her fifth house, whole sign fifth house is on the rise, which technically is in Placidus fifth also. Solar
single
return.
wheel or bi wheel.
What'd you say?
So we want a single wheel or bi wheel. We just want to look at the.
We can look at the single wheel for right now.
Gotcha. Bam, man. There we go. So
yeah. So we know her Mercury is in 29 degrees, 6 minutes in Scorpio natally, right? And I think you brought up earlier that she's coming up on both a Venus and Mercury return.
Indeed.
Right. Which is very, very interesting. And Mercury's at an it's at an Aries degree, and the ascendant is at Capricorn degree, which are two animals with horns, right? Right? Two animals with horns there. And her natal ascendant is an animal with horns also. All right? It's Taurus. What I think here, though, what's on the rise for her for year 51, and we know for her 51 is what, a fourth house perfection, you said, right, Brother Sean?
Indeed.
So it's a fourth house perfection. So that's why I'm really thinking about, there are things happening in the home where she's expanding the home, but with activities of doing something where she can care for something like it's her own child. And it could be a home-based business, it could be an adoption of pets or an actual child or children. It definitely could be that. What I will say with this in particular, though, where's Luna? So this solar return, she's not yet at a lunar return, right? She's, if I'm not mistaken, about a binoval away, right? 80 degrees away. 17 degrees Leo is her natal moon. So she's a binoval away from that, which I think is very, very interesting. It really does speak to a certain extent about, her emotional values towards relationships and children. And that's why I really think that that's really what's cooking right now. And so both ascendant and midheaven, medium jelly, are at 22 degrees. So we're really looking at things pertaining to communicating and being able to have a daily routine with the things that are essential And so I'm really thinking that whole, let's see what it's like to have a family, not necessarily as like a dream, but maybe that's an emotional project to be able to better comprehend some things about her own childhood. Because childhood for her in this particular chart, it's interesting because Lilith is applying retrograde to her moon. So maybe there's some things about her own mother, relationship with her mother, that she wants to be able to comprehend. Maybe maybe she's coming to some type of comprehension. But Leo, which we know is her whole sign natal fourth, which also can pertain to mother and or father. We know that Leo is also speaking about something not comprehended or maybe hidden, or something that's dealing with self-undoing pertaining to the childhood. All right. So I really think that that's what's cooking as far as that's concerned for the solar return, right? Bro, is there anything you want to look at before we do this Wikipedia thing? You want to go into Fedaria and Zodiacal releasing? Because that's going to be telling too, to a certain extent.
And let's see, she got that fourth house perfection and the sun's in the second. So yeah, maybe she's receiving some inheritances. Maybe she's even receiving some kind of royalties from somewhere, is given that, or maybe some family. And yeah, with that Mars conjunct that Mercury, Mercury separating from that, yeah, she's finding like a new drive, a new spark, a new passion of life in her finances. So yeah, and this is like giving like secret, not secret, but like just random donations or things of that matter, just really getting an opportunity to take her material things and really base it in something more valuable, more worthy for the spiritual, with that sun ruling over the 12th. Yeah, she's receiving a lot of healing and closure from a lot of things that she might not have been aware of, or that had just been clogged up in her psyche for her lifetime. So, and with that, with her whole mutable cross being at 22 degrees, yeah, she wanted to give up some things for the good, nothing bad, but just give up a lot of things for better structure wise. It's like, oh, I love these floorboards, but they're creaking or not good anymore. So I'll have to, replace them for that. And Venus is, Venus at Rose, Lucifer at Rose, Venus in the 12th. So yeah, there's a lot of healing. And hopefully she probably is in the meditation. Saturn's in the 6th. So yeah, this health, a lot of health matters, and looks like Saturn. I mean, the separating trine with Sun and Saturn. So I think she'll be given the boost of energy she needs to really knock out whatever career goals or any long-term goals that she's been working on, and these changes. She'll be good with that, long as she's not in her head about things. So I yield on that, bro. You said for Daria next?
Yep. And I know we were speaking on the fact that even in our natal chart, Mercury and Venus and Mercury are sextile to each other, with Mercury being the faster moving planet, so to speak, has separated 6 minutes from being completely sextile, right? So we know she's having a major period is Venus. So our major period is Venus, right? So that's how we're looking at that. And then the sub period is Mercury, right? Are you able to bring up Fedara, or you want me to bring it up?
Oh, it's not showing. So let me. No, I thought I had that whole screen. Okay, here we go. Should be showing now.
All righty. So yeah, so we're looking at Fedaria, right? And we are looking at the 29th, 2023, right? Well, yeah, that's where we are ish. But I thought it was Venus. That's 22.
Yeah, Venus started October 29th, 2021.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, we're in the middle. Great, great, great. And yep, Venus and Mercury. That's what I thought. Yep, she's in a major Venus period and a minor period for Mercury. And again, these are planets that's ruling her first and sixth, second and fifth. So again, there's a theme that's boiling about how she sees herself in her daily routine and bringing some value creatively through self-expression. So that's why I keep seeing some type of form of adoption. If not, getting involved with children that she's actually already had herself, which I don't know yet. We're going to go and check the Wikipedia, which we take with a grain of salt anyway. But we'll go and check the Wikipedia and see the things that we'll see, right? Very strong possibility. She could be, I don't know, and I'll be an active auntie or something, right? Some things to that nature. So yeah, that's what I'm saying for the Daria, for the Zodiacal release. And go ahead, bro.
I was saying, yeah, like godmother, or if she is, with someone, maybe she's just being that mother to his children, if he has any from any like past marriages, or as they would say, like baby mamas or whatever, maybe she's doing that. Or maybe she is looking into maybe wanting to have a little one of her own and maybe talking to her doctor about what could be done, to bring forth the child. Man, I don't know why. Like, you remember the episode of the Wayans brothers, right? When Sean met that rich chick, but oh yeah, I think it was Sasha. Yeah, it's like Sasha, and he wanted to bear a child, but they had to do it the other way besides the boom boom way. It's
Right.
kind of giving me, I don't know why that's coming up, but yeah, maybe she's looking to bear a child.
Like she froze her eggs and she has a surrogate.
Yeah.
Got you. That hits too. Yeah, that hits. That hits. And again, guys, we're not being mean, we're not being rude, we're not trying to pry. Again, we're just using this particular chart as an example. One, because our solar return allegedly was yesterday. All right. According to the date. But I guess we could check to see when that man, I can tell you right now. Hold on, let me check solar return. The solar return actually took place.
Oh, it was the day after, actually. Yeah,
it was today at 3:44:43. So 0300 hours, 44 minutes, and 43 seconds was her actual solar return, right? Even though the 29th by date, but by the sun actually getting back to 6 degrees, 45 minutes in Scorpio. That took place at 44 minutes and 43 seconds after 3 anti-meridian Eastern. So adjust time zones accordingly. Well, actually, I think it was 3 anti-meridian Pacific to be specific now, because I'm looking at it set for Los Angeles, Cedars of Lebanon, of course, right? Which was obviously, I guess, the hospital that they're saying where it took place, right? So with that being said, man, yeah, we can see she's coming up on a peak period, right? For level 2 on the 31st, right? And then a loosing of the bond on 27th. So whatever was going on when she came in on that level 2 period, April 29, 2007, what was there, right? What was happening April 29th, 2007? What was going on? Because something, whatever it is, that was a peak, as far as a sneak peek of seeing into it. It had the energy of it, but it'll come to its head when there's a loosening of the bond on the 27th August, 2024. We know that she's going to have I thought she was going to have a loosening of the bond on a level 4 period also.
November 10th.
November 10th, right. She's peaking on the 5th. She's having a peak period on the 5th for Spirit. And Spirit, because that's all we're looking at. We're not looking at Fortune. Fortune deals with health. We're just giving you brief examples, guys. So Spirit is dealing with career. Scorpio, we already know, is her whole sign 7th, but Placid is 6th house. So it just lets me know when it comes to health, daily routine, and relationships, there will be some type of minor, so to speak, peak, so to speak, pertaining to that. Maybe some form of recognition. Maybe we won't really know, or maybe she'll be getting, awarded or rewarded, some way, shape, or form. Maybe when it comes to relationships, maybe there's something that's taking place where she has some type of unrevelation or discovery pertaining to ones that she relate to. Loosening of the bond on level 4. Again, man, it's Cancer. It's, for me, again, it's speaking to motherhood, man. It really is speaking to motherhood for me, man. Mm-hmm. Seriously. It really, really is. The peak was Scorpio. That's dealing with the genitalia, right? And then the loosening of the bond is dealing with the womb. Like, come on, man. Come on. Let's be serious here. So if it is like froze eggs and there's a surrogate situation, okay, cool. So that's the alleged adoption energy that I'm kind of seeing, so to speak, and any other energies that's kind of dealing with surrogacy or something like that. That would be very interesting to see, bro. I think we gave them enough, man, to kind of peek into, a little bit of our astro investigatory, prowess. Let's see what.
Before we yield, I was just gonna say what we was talking about earlier. Just be on the lookout for her, like February next year. Maybe she'll get she'll be nominated or be looking at like the Walk of Stars, or what's that little walk thing they do for Hollywood?
Oh yeah, Walk of Fame or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Be looking for a recognition of some sort. So let me.
Got you.
Hold on. So we headed to the wiki.
Let's get it.
Ooh, I need to start putting my laptop on the charge. It's getting low, baby.
With that, charge that laptop.
That Zoom be draining that charge of energy, baby. Man, we all move. Shit. I'll be doing it extra. Yeah, I'll be sure extra. Here we go. Tracee Julie Silverstein, known professionally as Tracee Ellis Ross, is an American actress. And she put more American. She is known for her lead roles in the television series Girlfriends, 2000 through 2008, and Blackish, 2014 through 2022. Receiving nominations for 5 Primetime Emmy Awards. Let's see. Daughter and actress of Motown recording artist Diana Ross and Robert Ellis Silverstein. So let's see. Let's go with early life. Boom. Let's go early life.
What we got?
Her father is Jewish and her mother is falsely labeled African American. That's a lie. Show me an African American flag. Anyways, Baptist, she adopted the name Tracee Ellis Ross, wishing to retain both of her parents' appellations after her father dropped the name Silverstein. She got 2 sisters, Rhonda Rouse and Chudley Lane. So I wonder if she was the first, though. Let's see. I don't say. Okay, so her mother married Arnie Moss Jr., and she gained 3 additional step siblings.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Attended school, was a model in her teens.
Yep, well, not surprised with the whole model and the teens thing, talking about Venus ruling over, 17 through 34 as far as, looking at 51 years, right? I yield.
It looks like she has cytosis affecting her left eyelid. Okay.
Not surprised. Ptosis. Okay, ptosis. Got you. Not surprised. I mean, because we spoke that, by her Venus being at just 2 degrees off of the fall degree, but still in the fall sign of Virgo, I think that does play on her look. That's why I think Tracee Ellis Ross, at best, not being disrespectful, but she looks like an active cartoon. Like you were saying, like respectfully again, like celebrity deathmatch, like the claymation, you know what I mean, type of energy. So I'm not surprised that even with the whole ptosis thing or whatever that they're mentioning, like that kind of all plays a role in her look, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised at all, especially with Venus ruling her sixth house Placidus. That's health. Not surprised, man. Venus does deal, Aries deals with the head. Venus kind of, to me, deals with not just the neck, but also the face, because it's pertaining to beauty and how one is perceived as far as beauty is concerned. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
Indeed. So, okay, something about a joke about her not her eyes. Cool, cool. Early works. She made her big screen debut in 1996. So that would have been, let's see, she manifested 72, so she'd have been 24. Playing a Jewish African American woman in the independent feature film Far Harbor.
So that was her big screen debut. Gotcha. Next.
Let's see. Former high school track star who remained silent about having been abused at the hands of a coach.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's see. Film. 2013, 2000. Breakthrough with girlfriends. Ross received biggest career field.
Not surprised. What age would that be between 17 and 34?
72, 20, about 28. So it seems like that was pre Saturn return. And then we seen she was on a level 1 Taurus peak period on Spirit. I think that was for the 99 to 2000s, for
Got
that
you.
8-year period to 2007. She would have been on
Got
that.
you. Got you. All right. It's so funny. Joan Carol Clayton is JCC, Jewish Community Center, and she so-called played in her early works, debuted as a quote unquote Jewish slash African. What are those? What are those? What are those things that they're calling her? But anyway, go ahead. As far as that role is concerned, those sound like fictions right along with, the role being played. Go ahead. I yield.
All right, so let's see, 2007, she starred in a movie with her brother, Evan Ross, and Queen Latifah in the movie Life Support. I've not seen that. Same year, she appeared in Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls, and
Got
then
you.
another movie. I didn't know she had this many movies.
Labor pains.
Hmm.
With Lindsay Lohan. That is interessante. Go ahead, I yield.
All right, sitcom, Read Between the Lines,
No children. No children, huh?
Oh, let's see. Blackish. We can skip that.
Yeah, completely skip that. Oh, look, no children.
Well, let me check children. Children. Ross, who dotes on her nieces and nephews, know that she's in tune with her motherly side, even though she doesn't know.
I told you. I can't make this up. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I guess she's been, according to Wiki, I guess single. It's fun. That's interesting because what her progressed moon's in the 12th house in Gemini. All right, so hasn't been.
She's just keeping it secret, but like I said, it's like might be tons of boot knocking, but no hardcore relationship ever. If so,
Meet me at the altar where no one is. You gotta keep a secret, man. No one need to know.
or she likes women. which that would just kind of be just a natural tragedy. But go ahead.
It's Astro given both, right? I don't know why, but okay. So no children. She likes to, we said nurturing, like godmother type. I don't
That's
know
why
what
I
else.
said taking on nieces and nephews. I said that before you even brought that up. It's like, man, like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know what else. The memoir.
Pets. Oh,
Pet.
okay, go ahead.
Got
I
you.
was gonna
She has a dog named, oh my goodness, Ladybug that passed away in 2016.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I did say something about losing a pet. I didn't know, but
probably like a cat and yeah, those little ankle biters. I don't know what you technically call it. I just call them little ankle biters.
got you.
So anything else, bro? We did pets.
What was you about to look up? You was about to look up memoir or something?
Yeah, see if she was like doing a book or anything, or let's see. Let's type books. So it looks like she has written a book.
I don't know. That might not be who we think.
Oh, it says Tracee Ross. Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Scroll down. Hold on, scroll down.
Distributor.
What is that?
Unconscious Moor Girls Rock, quote unquote, fakely black. So
Okay. So nothing really except maybe some quotes. Got you. All right.
Will, and my brother Corey voice, Will.
Well, all right, man. I'm ready to yield, man. Ready to relax. I got some video editing to do, man.
Some docs to look over and
yeah, me too though. I got some documents to look over too. I got an email just now, so I'm about to look over some things also. For sure.
Let y'all outside. Sure. Want to say what's up to the people? You've been over here and I had to keep you away.
Intel, Restante.
Yeah, that
man,
was,
guys. Go ahead. Yo, bro, go ahead.
That was good. Like, guys, check this out. And we've done multiple quote unquote celebrity charts. So be sure to check out the YouTube. And look out for that. Like I know we just did Tracee Ellis. We just did Kamala Harris, not the Friday that passed, but the last one. Keanu Reeves, Snoop Dogg, we did Halle Berry, we did Nick Cannon, Dr. Dre. Like, check it out, guys. And go to 7hillstar.com and download the Mental Magician Report. It's free. You got Kendrick Lamar.
As far as the samples are free, but you guys want one for yourself, you gotta transact.
Transact, man. Yeah, just check out everything that we have to offer. We really didn't get into it how we normally do, or just how our protocol has, because we have so many levels and layers that we can really look at things. But we just like to keep it short, sweet for you guys, to go look at it, see if anything comes up. Yeah, that's really about it, guys.
Indeed. Well, guys, thank you all so much. Well, I guess we can check. Let's check the YouTube and see who came to join us, and check the chat. We'll see it by chat. See who has said what here. Right? Brother Derek Blash says peaceful greetings. Peaceful greetings to you and Mother Janelle Blash. Peaceful greetings also. Brother Tyro says peace and love, everyone. JLV says peace be with everyone. Indeed, Mother Zahara says peaceful greetings to everyone. Consuelo says peace and love, beloveds. Right? Unless you can't find the flag, that is hilarious. The flag emoji. Guys, thank you all for joining us. We definitely appreciate you guys. Go and do your thing. I got quite a bit of work to do, so I'm about to jump to that. On behalf of 7 Hill Star, I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, Brother Sean L, Brother Corey Bay, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, and Brother R. Mawaba Bay. This is where we say to you all, eat well and rest well when you rest and recharge, right? We say we love you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and